You are listening to The 4 Habits of Raising Joy-Filled Kids, a simple model for developing your child's maturity at every stage. Written by Marcus Warner and Chris M. Coursey. Narrated by Skip Mahaffey. A listener's note. All websites and phone numbers herein are accurate at the time of publication, but may change in the future or cease to exist. The listing of website references and resources does not imply publisher endorsement of the site's entire contents. Groups and organizations are listed for informational purposes, and listing does not imply publisher endorsement of their activities. For a copy of the endnotes and resources, go to moodypublishers.com and search by the title, The 4 Habits of Raising Joy-Filled Kids. Click on the download in the free resources section. Introduction. A few years ago, I, Marcus, went to a local dealership to rent a car. I used to do this a couple of times a month because my job required a lot of travel. But this time, I had my wife and grown children with me. My wife and 27-year-old daughter were chatting like best friends. Suddenly, and somewhat unexpectedly, my teenage son jumped on my back and surprised me with a bear hug. We both started laughing. I didn't really think anything of it until one of the workers looked up at us with wide eyes and said, "Will you adopt me? It's been a long time since I've seen a happy family." My kids are now grown, but Chris and Jen have boys who are still in grade school. Recently, one of them asked Chris, "Why do you and Mommy smile at each other so much?" They must be doing something right to get a question like that. No family is perfect, and even perfection can't guarantee results, because every person is unique. However, some families do live with a great deal more joy than others. So what is the secret? How does this work? Are they just lucky, or are there habits any family can develop that will give them the best chance to raise joy-filled kids? You may be familiar with the opening line of Leo Tolstoy's classic novel, Anna Karenina. It says, "Happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way." He used this line to dive into the unhappiness of the families in his novel. However, we'd like to camp out on that first line a little longer. There's a lot of truth to the idea that happy families are all alike. This is because certain habits and practices characterize happy families regardless of ethnicity, culture, or religion. These same habits are noticeably missing in unhappy families. But, as we shall see, these practices can be learned. At a large book expo in New York City.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?